Hey guys, Mecca here again with another Raids in Review episode. Last episode, we visited Dorms and Customs to complete the Cult Part 2. Managed to get a PMC kill for our Punisher quest. And then we got killed by jumping off the roof of 3-story trying to get into a window. In episode 3, we're back into Customs. And as always, the focus of this series is to reflect on some of the raids that we do in the stream and offer some of that decision making and reflection that I think is so helpful in improving your Tarkov experience and your gameplay. So we'll see you over in the raid. All right, so we're back on Customs. Like I mentioned in the intro, we did complete the Cult Part 2 in our last visit to Customs, and we did finish Punisher Part 5 on another stream. We didn't turn it into an episode, but in this one, we're now on Punisher Part 6, which has a few things for you to do, including handing in some guns, I think. But you'll see we haven't actually finished Punisher Part 6, as it requires you to get 15 PMC kills with an SVD marksman rifle, which is a pretty decent gun. It does exclude factory in getting these kills, which means I felt like going to Customs was the best idea. So now, like, we're spending a bit of time on Customs. Sort of the goal here is to try and get some kills, or at least get some experience, because we don't really have any other quests to do besides get kills. So let's get into it. So for a bit of context, we've spawned on the entire other side of the map. As to last episode, we're on the boiler side, which is the east. And we're heading right to the back corner of the map just to see if we can get some early kills on some players running towards this area. And I think we'd had a few beers on this stream, so you'll see why that makes an impact in a little while. So sometimes you get spawns down that sort of corridor in Customs, and you're pretty well covered by, visually at least, by the trees there. Yo, mate. How are you? Unfortunately, we didn't really see anyone there. So now we're going to start to head inwards. We're actually doing quite well tonight, man. We got 5 quests done on Lighthouse, the new map. So we did do well on Lighthouse. Damn right. Well, you're here now, so we're definitely going to die. There's a guy that comes into my chat, very good friend of mine, as you know, and I always die when he's there. So weird. Like, a lot. Alright, we're going to head over and try and get some other kills. So I've kind of accepted the fact that maybe no one's coming this way. We want to get people in transition from, like, one place to another. Oh, bangers and mash. What type of sausages do you roll? Having a discussion about food, as you do. Please say Cumberland. Cumberland sausages are great. Get around them. There's usually players here. We were surprised probably not to see any. Quite a few early game quests here. We're just doing a bit of looting. Pineapple juice and in case we stay for a while. I think that pineapple juice comes in a little bit handy later on. So we are hearing things, like, we're not wrong in the sense that we've thought that players were around. We just can't seem to see any of them. And sometimes with these quests, the harder you chase, the less successful it becomes. We're still looking back the way that we came, in case we, you know, there's a late sort of late spawn or
wow, that's quite a selection of sausages.
And sometimes with these PMC kill, like these PvP oriented quests, you do need to be patient,
fellas.
You do need to wait, which goes against sort of other first person shooters like Warzone and things like that. Good job impressing the family. Still nothing. That's why I've changed to Customs. That's why I stopped playing Lighthouse, because it was going well. Again, it's a pretty good area for us to be, generally speaking, in Customs.
Customs is my all-time
favorite map of life. It is my favorite map. I love it. Now we're heading in towards the center of the map here.
Up here somewhere.
Sometimes there's scavs that hide in those bushes just to the right of the train tracks.
Sometimes he camps down here in the bushes. Like a rot.
And we're coming up on a place called Old Gas Station, which does have quite a few scav spawns if you're looking for scav kills. And that green smoke indicates that the extract is open. And you can just go down the stairs in there and get out. Can be a really handy extract to have. Idiot. I'm feeling pretty good having just killed a scav. And I always take any opportunity I can to repack my mags. That's right, we also needed scav kills. That was the daily as well, so that's why we're kind of happy to also kill scavs and wait for them to spawn.
Do a bit of looting on the way through here, I reckon. Hi, lad.
Find some decent
unknown item
in that truck. Just trying to make some money as well as we push through. Very slow on that case. Oh, yes.
Crustums.
Crustums.
The world's dodgiest map.
When I say dodgy, it's not really that dodgy. It's actually quite predictable. The dodginess comes from the interesting mix of players you find on customs. So on the one hand, you'll find lots of like heavily geared players, very experienced, but because there are so many early quests on customs, and that's where the game sort of directs you to play, you can also get a bunch of newer players as well. So you're never really sure what you're in for.
Now we could extract here. There's sometimes a scav in here.
Be warned, there is sometimes a scav that just sits in that stairwell.
But
that can
not today.
Very frustrating. Always having a look behind us just to see if anyone was following us and sort of has a bit of a read on where we are.
All right, let's head over to...
And sort of where we are now is a high traffic area for PvP besides dorms. We're about to come up on an area called Fortress and Skeleton, which often you will run into someone there. And the reason for that is that we're obviously trying to get player kills. So we're not trying to sort of avoid everyone. We're actually looking for an engagement. That tree to our left is called the Giving Tree, and there's often some really great items under there, particularly if you do spawn in this area. Now, we're just taking a second to stop and listen.
All right. Just you, bro. It's been a bit of a quiet one, but it's been fun. It's been productive.
Sometimes the slower nights are productive for sure, particularly when you're running a lot of tasks on different maps.
I'm okay with that, to be honest.
And we're just zooming in to sort of scope it out, see if we can see anyone. It's a great long distance weapon that we've got, so we want to
fucking grenade.
Utilize that if we can. We're just getting into this dead ground here. In case we do get shot, at least you can prone. And you sort of cover it from both sides.
I'm really trying to get 8 more scav kills.
It's always the way that when you're actually looking for scav kills, they're never there. Unfortunately.
It's coming from construction.
And Rashala and his bodyguards can spawn in Fortress, which is to our left, as we're looking now. But he doesn't appear to be there, so we're not going to go in there and have a look.
Yeah, hey, champ.
We do hear someone here. We've hit him.
I hit him.
But because we're using a long distance gun, I don't really want to go in there close range, so I'm trying to reposition now quickly to see if we can sort of pick him off from range. Again, we're just taking an opportunity to make sure we're topped up because we've only got 10 rounds per magazine. This is a great spot for sniping, but people
unknown
will often look up here when they're sort of approaching it. So you do need to be mindful of that. You've got great, 360 or 270 of around you, but people will look there. But
hang on. Okay.
We're just looking over to the top to see if he's gone up. It's unlikely that he'll put his head up, knowing that if he knew that we had an SVD, if he's one of those players that can sort of hear the guns and pick them. And
No!
He would do something really stupid.
You fucking idiot!
And we're pretty frustrated. We've just broken both of our legs. Big mistake. So we're using a painkiller at least so we can sprint. And that's something you need to be mindful on skeleton.
We're going to level our medical skill. That's why we're here. Right, guys?
So I'm medding up. And it's a bit of a long process, but it's probably good to show you, what happens if you do fall and
Thank you for your support.
Break both of your legs.
Well, we would have clipped that guy pretty badly. I mean, if he doesn't have any meds, he might die.
We know that we didn't kill that guy as well, because we saw him run back inside. Unless he had no meds, like I said, he'll still be alive. And when you're medding, you also just want to keep, use it as a chance to sort of scout out the sound in the area. Medding is loud, but you can still hear footsteps, particularly if people are running. So never just tune out completely.
What I mean to say is that I don't think he's going to chase us.
Yeah, we didn't think he'd chase us based on the fact that, we hit him pretty good. We really fucked that up. We're using a survival kit, so that heals the black limb, obviously, and brings it back. And if there's a fracture as well, it'll also heal that. But we haven't fractured them, we've just zeroed them.
And one more time.
So like I said, it's a slow process, but I'm not going to skip through it because this is sort of like how medding goes in this game. Particularly when you're healing out blacked limbs.
Been fun, though. This evening's been fun.
It takes some time. So you need to find somewhere where you think you're going to be relatively
Maybe
safe.
this will confuse him. He'll be like, where is this guy, man? I thought I had him. Little does he know, I broke both my legs.
We're almost back at full health and able to sort of start.
All right, we're back in action.
Poking around again. We're going to have a look back over into Fortress. We don't see much. We're trying to keep our eyes on all sort of areas. We're going to loot this. Oh, no, we're not.
There is a scav out here somewhere.
There is a marking quest to mark that tanker, so you can often get long-range kills there. Hear the scav.
Shut up, loser.
We can't actually see where he is. This is kind of frustrating to watch, but we're just trying to thread the needle here. We should have used the, not toggle lean, but you can adjust the amount you lean.
Come on, get him.
Using the mouse wheel. But like I said, we'd had a few beers, so that didn't really occur to us at the time. And I think I managed to shoot him, but we don't kill him. First one hits the thing. Second one, he runs off. So don't drink and tart, guys.
Very difficult. Just looking for scav sniper.
Looking for any movement in the distance, anything to indicate where a player might be. Thread the needle.
Yeah, thread it poorly.
We're jumping all over the place now, terrified of dropping down again.
Someone down here.
We're hearing footsteps to our left.
The med kit. The game's trying to tell me something.
We pick up that because we might need it later. It's also good to stash if you get out with it. They're very good med kits.
I reckon there's people around here for shizzle.
Looking through those gaps as well. And we hear someone in the bush. There's a guy down there.
I fucking knew it.
Feeling pretty happy with ourselves. Because getting kills is really rare for me, unfortunately.
I fucking knew it, dude.
And if you think you've heard something, in Tarkov, most likely you've heard something. One of the harder things to learn is how to tell the difference between a player and a scav based on how they move.
All right.
If they're not voice lining or anything like that. We swap out the med kits here because
Sub him in. He's full.
67 left on the IFAC. Still keeping an eye on Fortress to see if that guy's sort of poking our head up. Obviously, he would have heard us shooting, so you never know.
Pretty sure that was a player doing setup.
Setup is a quest where you have to get kills with a scav loadout on and a shotgun, I think. Maybe on customs. So we pick up all his stuff. Deep breathing. And we're
It's another kill towards our quest.
We're still kind of convinced there's a guy in Fortress. And we're healing up now just because that guy did shoot us with the shotgun.
What's our... Keep that.
So it's good to have a bit of food and drink available if you're in the raid for a long time, particularly if you haven't leveled the metabolism skill very high. Particularly if you're getting shot as well and you're healing, you lose your energy and hydration pretty quickly. And like I said at the start, some of these things are just about patience in finding kills. And the longer you wait, sometimes it actually surprises you how many people are still in a raid.
Wow, that's shit.
We're excited for something like a slick, and it was a crap bag, so... Did see a scav down there move, but he's now behind the tanker.
I think the quest that guy was doing, he has to get kills with a shotgun.
We're referring to the guy we just killed.
Wearing a Ushanka. Like, it's a shit quest. You gotta wear shit gear.
I've never actually done it. It sounds shit. So anything where you have to wear scav gear, in my opinion, is pretty lame.
So I feel bad for him. We should have just laid down and died.
So sometimes you can look back towards this area. This is also near New Gas Station.
Guys, I hope you're having a lovely evening.
And you can see some people sort of on top of that ridge looking sort of to get kills in this direction and also over the New Gas Station as well. We're checking sort of all the areas where we, might go if we were trying to get player kills.
Could try and catch some people coming down in dorms. Like, but we'd be pretty overexposed, so...
This is where we're trying to figure out what, the next move would be. And I'm not too sure. I've got one kill.
For sure, though.
I'm not sure if what I'm hearing is a scav or a player.
Oh, no.
Don't drink in Tark.
Get me out of here.
Don't do it.
Get me out of here.
So now that second leg break, double leg break has made me decide, I'm getting the fuck out of this stupid raid. We decided to not go up there anymore, and we're just going to try and stick it, heal up here. So, again, I'm not going to fast forward it because this is what Tarkov is like a lot of the time, and even though most normal people won't fall down and break
this is good med skill leveling.
You are leveling your med skill, number one, and two, this can easily happen if you're getting shot as well.
This is not working for me.
So these things do happen.
I thought I had enough stamina. I think because I'm overweight now.
And that will increase the fall damage. So if you've got lots of stuff in your bags...
We didn't quite make that jump. I assume, but...
I think it's because he didn't actually jump, Mike. But, hindsight is a beautiful thing. We take a little bit of a rest. There's not much we can do here. Yeah, we're just, hearing, listening. But yeah, this can happen a lot for a variety of different reasons. Grenades, long distance shots.
Probably trying to extract from Ruaf, I think, at this point.
Now, Ruaf is the closest extract for us, sort of heading in the same direction that we're facing. The problem is that it's often got heaps of scavs there towards this time.
Play?
And players as well. That whole area is a bit iffy for me. So legs are back up. We're going to chew through this med kit.
Sounds like new gas.
Like I said, we're probably a fair bit into the raid now, so and you're still hearing some PvP.
We could go
so
over
again, we're entertaining the idea of doing that. We could loop back to Old Gas, check for some scavs, and then make our way to Ruaf. At this point, I didn't have heaps of money in my stash, and SVD's $90,000 without.
Or we could play Ruaf and then go all the way to like
attachments. So,
you know, Crossroads or something.
I was kind of mindful of the fact that I could just get out and reset and go again instead of risking the loadout. Yeah, so I think we decide now to go towards Ruaf and even further than that.
I got stuck.
Being mindful, we did hear some scavs and see some scavs, none of which we were able to kill. We definitely did hear them, and as far as we know, they haven't been killed either.
Did we get the one scav here? I think.
I don't think we got him.
Oh, we're...
So we're not
loaded on bits, I think.
When you're so overweight, I think when you run out of stamina and you start walking, your stamina actually doesn't regenerate. But I think we're okay.
Do we regain stamina here?
No. No. We aren't okay. Now, the things to drop here would be the propane, in retrospect. And I'm hearing something on the other side of the wall.
Sounds like a scav.
Sounds like a scav. Like I said, that's something that takes a little while to learn, is the difference between scavs and PMCs. And I think we initially thought this was a player. It's not. Could have been a player scav, but unlikely.
Someone running parallel to me.
Again, we're worrying about that scav on our left side as well. Trying to poke through this gap. We're not sure who this was, if it was a player or a
cross
scav or a player scav. We know there are scavs around and possibly players, so we decide to do a double tap Z, which drops the bag, gives us way more movement. You can see it immediately, the speed comes up. Painkiller for good measure. Because at this point I'm thinking there's a player around who knows kind of roughly where we are. Checking that building to see if he's gone up to get a top angle on us. I'm sorry for the quality once the painkiller gets taken, it's so bad. Just keeping our meds up. Kind of always looking behind us because at this point we feel like we're being followed. And sometimes people do poke their head through that gap. That hill's quite a popular place for people to be as well. Particularly if you come out of
Something's afoot.
Jump for no reason at all. Hearing scavs, but we're not seeing them.
Where did I drop my fucking bag?
And then we hear another scav up ahead. Reminding you that we do need scav kills, so we are trying to actively sort of get them. That might have been a player scav because it looked like he was looting the one that we had killed previously. I'm just remagging, listening out for any footsteps.
Starting to rain too.
Hate the rain.
I'll get our bag because I don't want to lose all that loot.
Like I said, we do just want to get out now.
So much slower though, Jesus.
And then reset because, like I said, keeping the loadout is the main goal here. And instead of going for Ruaf, which would be to our sort of that direction that we're facing now,
You hearing a scav there?
we're going to keep going. We've decided to take the bridge because it does give good...
Definitely hearing voice lines. It's real weird.
Visibility of different areas. And if we are lucky enough, we might see a PMC somewhere and be able to get another kill towards Punisher.
Alright, I'm gonna drink some juice. Oh, it's in the bloody thing.
Left my juice in the bag. We didn't actually drink it the first time, but now we're sort of about to run out, so now's as good a time as any, as they say. Terrible place to drink a juice. I probably wouldn't recommend that. Looking over there for players and just checking here again because we did think there was someone in that sort of area. And taking your bag out with this loot is a great way to get your stamina back up, particularly if you're about to fight someone.
You go down?
We weren't sure if we killed him because scavs can do this weird thing where they prone like almost instantly.
I assume that he did.
Again, magging up. You can never be too certain that, you know, you're not going to need all of those things.
There's even some fighting over here. The boys.
It's actually turned into quite a lively raid, given the fact
Customs is the best.
we've been here for a while, which is not always the case. And like I said a few times in this video, sometimes all you need to do is wait 10 or 15 minutes and things start to get a bit hectic.
I'm feeling there's someone near me, Morgan, if that helps you out at all with the cat and mouse sort of scenario.
Trying to get a cheeky angle over the top here, but
we can get some easy frags over here.
Sometimes that place is loaded with scavs, which would be handy for us. We can definitely kill them from this range.
All right.
With the gun that we've got. I've gone through a lot of meds, so almost 700 points worth of med.
Usually you can get some cheap, easy frags. Just poking your head over there, but
again, internally we're thinking, do we go and investigate this engagement? Do we try and get out? It's always a really hard one with Tarkov.
I think an extract's probably in order.
Decided to go the extract, but there'd be nothing wrong with chasing the fight. We would just have to accept the fact that we might die. And I guess if we had a different weapon, something that was fully automatic with good ammo, we'd feel probably more confident chasing fights. I'm confident shooting people from a distance with this gun, but anything sort of mid to close range can be pretty unforgiving, particularly only with 10-round mags. The gun does take a 20-round mag, which we upgraded in the episode after this, I think.
Living our strength skill too by being overweight is always handy.
So that's always a good lesson with Tarkov, is like there's always something you're leveling. So your physical skills, if you're overweight, you're leveling your strength skill. If you break both your legs 2 times in a row, you're going to level your medical skill.
It's on the other side, so I think we're relatively safe.
Every raid has something, even though it may not feel like that. And the extract's just up ahead.
I think.
We hear a scav, and at this point it's like, is it really worth going there to get one scav kill?
It's bullshit.
Probably not.
We're not going to chase that scav. Like, there's no point.
Just checking there. Sometimes you get lucky. You know, people could be literally anywhere. And it's a big relief to get out of that one alive. Well, there you have it, guys. Another episode of Raids in Review. It was a bit of a different flavor, a pretty slow raid, and one of the few ones we've done recently where we've actually stayed pretty late, sort of within 10 minutes of the raid ending. As I said at the start, the goal was to get some PMC kills, and we did manage to get one, and we clipped another one. We were also trying to get scav kills as well. You can see that sometimes when you wait around in raids patiently, things actually start to happen. It doesn't always happen in the first 10 or 15 minutes. It really varies on the raid, but if you are doing some of those Punisher type quests or quests where you need to get PMC kills for whatever reason, sometimes waiting around and being patient can actually pay dividends. Obviously, we'd had a few too many beers, and breaking our legs 2 times in a row was not a very good play. But like I said, some of those things can help you level medical skill. It's also a pretty realistic version of what happens in Tarkov sometimes, even if you're getting shot. Having to find places to med up and heal is a huge part of the game. Towards the end, we were very overweight, and so dropping the backpack is a big thing you can do when you're fighting even scavs. Just make sure you remember where you drop your backpack, because sometimes they can be really hard to find, particularly if you've dropped them in bushes or grass. Yeah, so if you enjoyed this episode, I encourage you to leave a comment, like and subscribe. I'm really trying to put one of these out every week for you guys. Obviously, it's aimed more at beginner players, but any feedback of any sort is always appreciated. I stream on Australian evenings most nights through the week, so if you like that sort of beginner's approach to Tarkov, then I encourage you to stop by and say hello. It's always a pretty decent vibe, I think. So until next time, take it easy.